If you've been following me, I've been doing a series on how we've been lied to. And today we are going to dig a little deeper and talk about aliens. Do they exist? If so, who are they? And do they have any relevance to us as Christians? I do want to preface this video and say a few things. First and foremost, I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm not trying to fearmonger with this information. Y'all, the Lord talks about the end days for a reason. He tells us that certain things will happen. He likens it to the days of Noah. He tells us there will be signs. Why? Because us as Christians, we the church should be watchful. We should be looking out for the signs that he gives us so that we can know it's the season of his return. A lot of Christians use the thief in the night verse as almost a scapegoat to get out of talking about the end days because they're a little uncomfortable, but they fail to read the entire passage. Here it says, "But you, brothers and sisters," talking to us as the church, "but you are not in darkness so that this day should come. So then let us not be like the others who are asleep," specifically telling us that we as the church should be looking for the signs that the Lord gives us. Of course, we don't know the exact day or time, but he gives us signs for a reason. We should be looking out for things that will happen in the last days so we know around the time he's about to come back. One of the things that the Lord tells us specifically is that what happened in the days of Noah will again be replicated in the days before his return. We've covered this, right? We're very aware that the fallen angels, the demons, were mating with women on earth with the direct intention of creating a hybrid race. Now, let's fast forward to today. Could this actually be happening now? UFO alien narrative is nothing new to us, right? We've heard about this our entire lives. Some of us have even seen pictures of supposed aliens that were caught. This has been going on for decades. Even as a Christian, I always thought that this was just a scare tactic, to be honest. I thought that they had kind of dummies that they made and they've been pushing it to instill fear in the population. Until recently, when I actually started to research this topic, what was the purpose behind it? It's a huge narrative. It's been going on for decades. So is it all truly fake? Or is this actually going on and they are lying about it to hide the truth? I'm going to change your perspective here on this whole entire narrative. So imagine on all the documents and all the publications they have released to the public about this, imagine if they changed the word alien to demon. The entire public would be reading an article about the fact that we have demons coming into our world, abducting people. We have demonic spirits coming and visiting people. We have sightings of actual demons. Imagine what the public would do. You guessed it, they would run to God. And Satan can't have that. Remember, this is his world. So while we are here on earth, it is his actual intention and purpose to keep us away from God. Everything he does has that goal in mind. He doesn't want people finding God. He tries to get believers away from God. So he's been smart. What he did is he slapped the title alien on all of the demonic activity so the public doesn't know that the spiritual realm is real. Aliens are 100% real, but we are dealing with demons here. They're not extraterrestrial. They don't come from a different planet. They're not some extra different intelligent species that God created that we don't know about. God is very clear. He created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female. It's the enemy that comes in and tries to screw this all up. And he's been doing it since the beginning of time. He doesn't like us. He doesn't like that we were created in God's image. He's jealous and he's petty and he's unoriginal. So he comes in and tries to convolute it. He tries to copycat what God has done, but make his own evil version. Why do you think there's such a push right now for this alien UFO narrative? This is from a couple months ago. This is a police force bulletin that was released on what to do if you see unidentified phenomena. We are living in the days of Noah. This is really happening. We are seeing the manifestation of the spirit realm because the veil is thinning as we get closer to the return of Christ. We are actually seeing demonic activity and they are covering it up. They're slapping the title alien on it so people don't realize what is really happening. When you change your perspective on this and kind of be a little more open-minded and you go back and look at all the ancient civilizations and their writings and drawings, stuff kind of starts to make you wonder. Another example, when you actually take the time to research this and look into it, you find them everywhere in paintings, in writings, in drawings of ancient civilizations. They always depicted something weird in the sky from the Mayan civilization. And when you actually go down that rabbit hole, they have these guys everywhere. Their headdresses weren't like this for no reason either. They had elongated skulls because they were a hybrid race. It's why we're being lied to about our history. It's why they hide a lot of the mummies that they find, that the public doesn't have full access to all this stuff for a reason, because it would prove that this is demonic, that this world that we live in is biblical. And the evidence that they find is not just human. There's the mummies that they find are hybrid race. If you dig deep enough, you can still find some stuff, that proves this. It's just being extremely well hidden from the public for a reason. This is why when a lot of these stories come out, they are so quick to fact check them or debunk them or label them as conspiracy theories, because they don't want us knowing that this is happening. They don't want us knowing that we are actually interacting with demons here. The demons are actually here walking the earth. The evidence is there, right? Our government clearly tells us that these things are not human. So for those of us who know Jesus, for those of us who know the Bible, that means there's only one other option that they could be. Now we're going to talk about abductions, and for that we're going to listen to Pastor Billy Crone. He is a born-again believer in Jesus Christ, but before he was saved, he used to be a Satanist. He was deep in that world. He knows a lot, he's heard a lot, he's seen a lot, and he openly is telling the world the Lord is using his testimony to share the knowledge about what is really going on. He talks about the abductions, and when you listen to testimony of people who say they've been abducted from people all over the world who don't know one another and have not spoken with one another, there is always a common thread, and it's sexual abuse.
UFO alien phenomena, including the abductions, you need to get an understanding of, quote, demonology. They're saying it's basically one and the same.
Wow.
Because what typically goes along with the UFO abductions is the occult activity, poltergeist activity, automatic writing, things of that nature. It's all the occult, because they're one and the same. And this is all that Satan does. He repackages things for a new generation.
Right.
They don't just examine people. They don't just do sadistic things to them. The people are not just filled with fear and terror, which, by the way, been there, done that, wish I wouldn't bought the t-shirt. That's a sign you got a demon in the room. Yeah. They will do weird sexual things to them.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, wait a second.
Well, that's very common. It's very common.
Common. And again, I'm convinced, Pastor Jimmy, as crazy as that sounds, the Bible's the only book on the planet that gives us the answer. Of all things for you to supposedly come across the universe, why do you always want to mess with people sexually? And they take their sperm, the eggs, and, and it's like, what are you doing experimenting on mankind and their body part, and specifically procreation issues? Well, go back to the scripture. The Genesis account talks about, why did God judge the planet the first time? Well, it's because there was a hybridization going on with humanity. The sons of God, the fallen angels, demons, were commingling with the daughters of men, right, and they were creating a hybrid offspring that the Bible calls the Nephilim. Now here's what's wild. I'm convinced these critters are doing it again. They don't, of course, but we don't believe in demons. You can't call them that. That's too obvious. They're aliens, but they're doing the same thing they did in the book of Genesis that caused God to judge the planet the first time. Now, fast forward to what Jesus said. How do you know when it's getting close to his return? As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be